The erotic scenes in Bridgerton are arguably the most memorable part of the hit period drama, but some stand out more than others. Since the Regency-era romance series premiered in 2020, Bridgerton has included some of the most nudity in TV history. Of course, the intimate moments only bolster each season's love stories. Each installment centers on a new member of the eponymous Bridgerton family, but practically every character in the renowned Netflix original series gets to pursue love and lust at one point or another. Even the sister series, Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, seamlessly balanced sexual tension with a deep desire for intimacy. Nevertheless, the most charged scenes in Bridgerton don't always need explicit sexual content to captivate the audience. 20 Colin Dreams of Penelope Bridgerton, Season 3, Episode 3. Case in point, the romance between Colin Bridgerton and Penelope Featherington starts out fairly chaste. The two characters met as children, leading Penelope to crush on her best friend's brother for years. Though Colin never saw her in a romantic light prior to Season 3, their first kiss changes everything. Following Colin's favor to Penelope, the nobleman finds himself consumed by thoughts of his so-called friend, culminating in a sensual dream. Bridgerton Season 3, Episode 3 opens with Colin rushing across the Featherington family's grounds to meet Penelope and confess his growing attraction. When she reciprocates, the pair share a passionate kiss against the stone archway, made all the more affecting by Penelope's risque nightgown and Colin's sheer desperation. The hazy sequence soon gives way to harsh reality, but the dream was certainly eye-opening for the listless third son. 19 AB Sting's Kate Bridgerton, Season 2, Episode 3. In stark contrast, one of the most iconic scenes between Kate and Anthony in Bridgerton Season 2 is rooted in the latter's traumatic past. As the sophomore season revealed, Anthony was forced to bear witness to his father's sudden death and grapple with how the former Bridgerton patriarch was inexplicably felled by a mere bee. Consequently, when Kate is similarly stung during one of their squabbles, Anthony falls into complete disarray. In an effort to soothe him and stop his budding panic attack, Kate puts Anthony's palm to her chest so that he can feel her heartbeat. Soon, the fear is replaced by longing, and the two simply stare at one another, sharing the same breath and swaying dangerously close to a kiss. By modern standards, it might not feel that monumental, but the interaction would have been grounds for a forced marriage had they been discovered. Regardless, the scene demonstrated how much Anthony genuinely cared for Kate, even if he could not understand it consciously yet, and helped cement the show as Netflix's steamiest romance series to date. 18 Anthony admits he desires Kate Bridgerton, Season 2, Episode 5. Whereas the bee scene was nearly wordless, the attraction between Anthony and Kate broke like a dam in Season 2, Episode 5's explosive confrontation. Both main characters try to deny their feelings to protect Kate's half-sister, Edwina, but a disastrous dinner with her estranged grandparents jeopardizes the match of the season. Kate begs for a private audience with Anthony and attempts to convince him to uphold the engagement, only for the gentleman to give one of the most famous, and decidedly ungentlemanly, speeches in the series. "You are the bane of my existence, and the object for all my desires. Night and day, I dream of you. Do you even know all the ways a lady can be seduced? The things I can teach you." Anthony also expressly tells Kate that, even if she leaves for India after he marries Edwina, his desire for her would not abate. "Do you think there is a corner of this earth that you can travel to far away enough to free me of this torment?" Bridgerton Season 2 is a masterclass in tension, and this scene remains some of the show's best work. The chemistry between Kate and Anthony is so undeniable. In fact, many prefer this agonizing admission to more overt sex scenes in other seasons. 17 Kate and Anthony's Honeymoon Bliss Bridgerton, Season 3, Episode 1. The main plot of Bridgerton Season May 3 focus on Colin and Penelope, but there were plenty of viewers eager to see what Kate and Anthony's relationship would look like after their happy ever after. The series quickly offers an answer in the form of the newlyweds wrapped up in bed, all limbs and barely clothed. The honeymooners' escapades are equally heated and wholesome, but arguably the most intriguing aspect is how different Anthony's character feels. From the series premiere of Bridgerton, Anthony is a rake through and through, bound by a sense of duty to preserve his father's legacy. Finding true love in Kate, however, truly transforms the former rogue, allowing him softer, sweeter moments in the vignettes of his marriage. Furthermore, rather than a sordid dalliance rife with scandal, Kate and Anthony's intimacy in the Season 3 premiere is a blissful celebration of their new life together. 16 Brimsley and Reynolds hook up Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, Season 1, Episode 2. Brimsley has always been a fan-favorite side character as Queen Charlotte's closest confidant, which made his subplot in Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story all the more interesting. The spin-off delved into the character's background and origin story, complete with a fast-paced fling with King George's footman, Reynolds. Long before Bridgerton had Francesca and Michaela, Brimsley and Reynolds were the first same-sex couple to be spotlighted with such care. Their hookup had a comedic edge, as both characters juggled foreplay with an ongoing debate over Charlotte and George's relationship. As they stumbled around the room, colliding with walls and stripping each other's clothes off, their discussion never wavered from their bosses. Thankfully, the humor didn't tamper down any of the heat once Brimsley and Reynolds finally gave in to their mutual attraction, though it was nevertheless far too fleeting in the grand scheme of things. 15 Lady Danbury and Lord Ledger's Affair. Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story, Season 1, Episode 5. Similarly, Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story added incredible new depth to Lady Agatha Danbury's character, exploring how she navigated her loveless first marriage and ultimately fell for Lord Ledger, Violet Bridgerton's father. The two start out as unlikely friends, but they both clearly want more. By the end of Episode 5, the